So this question contains a diagram, which, in this case is just a table. But again, any question that provides a visual input, I call a diagram question. So let's read it, and then let's spend some time making sure we understand the diagram. A sociologist chose 300 students at random from each of two schools and asked each student how many siblings he or she has. The results are shown in the table below. So I like to just circle a value and then interpret what that number represents. And usually if I can do that, that means I understand how to read the table. So it looks like this 30 here, based upon what I just read above, is telling me that there are 30 students who attend Washington School and have two siblings. Okay, so I think I understand the table. We also have here there are a total of 2,400 students at Lincoln School and 3,300 students at Washington School. So I'm not going to write that down because this is all set up information. This is not part of the actual question, number 19. This information is relevant to question 19 and 20. So I'm going to look at question 19's information and then see if there's anything I should write down based upon what I read there. So question 19 says, what is the median number of siblings for all the students surveyed? Okay, so then this is a really straightforward question, although it can be a very tricky question. So first and foremost, what is median? What is a median? So a median is when you list out, right? So list numbers in ascending, or I could have said increasing order, and find the middle number. Right? So if you were to list out, 7 numbers, let's say these dots represented 7 numbers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then whatever this number was here, as long as I've listed it in ascending order, this number would be the median. Right? So even if those numbers were 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, and let's say 10, right, my median number would be 2, right, which is very different from finding like the average, the mean. So the numbers that I have here, well, I know that there are 300 students. So do I really want to have to write out a list of 300 values? No, I don't, right? I'm looking for the median number of siblings. So here's a little trick that I like to use. So I know, and let's just make some space here. Make some space. We know what median is now. So I know, based upon this first row of the table, that I have 260 zeros. So I'm going to say 0, 0, 0, like 0, dot, dot, dot. Those dots represent a list of more zeros. How many of them do I have? Well, there's 260 total students between the two schools that have 0 siblings. I also have 1, right? So again, the dots represent a list of ones. Well, how many ones do I have? Well, there are 110 plus 80, right? So there are 190 students who have a single sibling or one sibling. And then the same thing for the third row. So 2, there are 30 plus 60. So there are 90 students with 2 siblings. And there are 40 students that have 3 siblings. And lastly, there are 20 students who have 4 siblings. So again, just like I showed you initially with the list of 7 digits or 7 dots there, I'm looking for the middle number, right? What's the middle number here? So instead of listing all these numbers out, because now I have a visual representation, if I were to start crossing out numbers from the end until I found my middle number, I would eventually cross out all 20 of these 4s and cross out 20 of the zeros, leaving me with 240. And then I'd cross out all 40 of these 3s and cross out another 40 of the zeros, leaving me with 200. And then I'd cross out 90 of the 2s and another 90 of my zeros, leaving me with 110. And then I'd cross out 110 zeros with 110 ones, leaving me with 80 ones, right? Which means I've basically, if that represents all my numbers, I basically crossed everything out from the ends, and all I have left in the middle are ones, right? I have 80 of these guys left over, which means my median number has no choice but to be the number one, right? That must be the median number of siblings based upon this survey. So my answer would be choice B.